We're going back to the moon! Okay, we're already considerably behind with SLS, and sure, the Artemis program has cost way more than it should because several contractors failed to deliver, and okay, several of the projects to get the Artemis program going have been grossly mismanaged, but we are, I think, going back to the moon. Did you also know we're flying several lunar missions with probes and robots first? Yes, as early as in a few days' time, we should see the first of these support missions take flight, with Rocket Lab's mission to the moon. I'm Oliver White of Ground-Based Space, and today we're going to look at several of these Artemis support missions and the exciting robotic payloads they'll be carrying. Let's get into it. As I stated a minute ago, in a few days' time, NASA's Capstone, or get ready for this one, Cislunar Autonomous Positioning System Technology Operations and Navigation Experiment, is a CubeSat that will be placed into what's called a near rectilinear halo orbit. This unusual orbit that you can view here sees Capstone fly at a periapsis or lowest orbital point close to the Moon and then orbit all the way to a very high apoapsis or highest orbital point. So, what is Capstone doing in this orbit and why is it doing it? Well, this near rectilinear halo orbit is the planned orbit for the Lunar Gateway space station. It's an orbit that simulations show as offering long-term stability with very low fuel propellant requirements for keeping the station in place. Capstone's mission is basically to see if these simulations are correct. The selected orbit should mean that Earth is visible at all times and allows for constant communication with the lunar South Pole, the site we should see Artemis astronauts eventually land. Rocket Lab's Electron will carry Capstone and a Rocket Lab Photon to low Earth orbit before the Photon takes over and ferries Capstone the rest of the way. Once Capstone reaches its orbit, it will spend 6 months collecting data and making sure Artemis crews will be safe in a near rectilinear halo orbit. I'm really excited for this launch. I don't know about you, but for me, this is the start of our return to the moon, and at this time, there's nothing more exciting than that in human spaceflight. Designed by Intuitive Machines in Texas, Nova C is a lunar lander that will be carrying 11 payloads to the moon sometime in the summer of 2022. 5 of the 11 payloads are NASA instruments that will support the Artemis program, while the other payloads include things like the Louisiana State University's Tiger Eye-1, the really cool Asagumo walking rover by British company Spacebit, and we can't forget the Doge-1 CubeSat, built by the Geometric Energy Corporation for Dogecoin. As stated previously, mission IM-1 will launch this summer on a Falcon 9, with Falcon 9 carrying another 2 Nova C landers to the moon in December 2022 and early 2024 respectively. The Nova C is a really cool looking lander with some exciting payloads, and that's why it's one of the upcoming lunar missions I'm really looking forward to. Announced all the way back in 2017, Peregrine Mission 1 will see Astrobotics' Peregrine lunar lander carried to the moon by ULA's Vulcan Centaur. Mission 1 was planned for July of 2021, but delays thanks to everybody's favourite space firm have pushed that back by about a year. And while we still have no official date for a first launch of a Vulcan Centaur, Astrobotics were very recently interviewed by the Angry Astronaut, where they stated several times that they were going to be the first commercial lander to land on the moon. So hopefully that means Vulcan Centaur is almost ready, as if not, Peregrine will lose out on that first place. Like the Nova C lander, Peregrine will carry some really cool and interesting payloads. Peregrine will carry 5 small lunar rovers, including a shoebox-sized rover called Iris, built by the Carnegie Mellon University in the US. Joining the rovers aboard the Peregrine lander will be 15 to 20 NASA instruments and several other commercial instruments from 5 different countries, including a payload for Surrey Space Technologies based here in the UK and a payload for the Mexican Space Agency. As well as the bunch of rovers and scientific instruments on board, Peregrine will be carrying no less than 13 time capsules from various countries too. It must be said that while these are all small payloads, the overall payload capacity on Peregrine is incredible. The amount of variety landers like this could bring to a mission makes it really exciting. What's even more exciting is that even with all those payloads, the first mission with a Peregrine lunar lander will only be carrying a third of its full capacity. If all goes to plan, we should see this mission launch in July of this year. Fingers crossed, well, everything crossed, Blue Origin finally sticks to their commitments and we can finally see Vulcan Centaur launch this coming July. And so that was a quick look at the lunar missions coming soon, and the craft that will be used during those missions. There is more to come, but those missions aren't due until late 2023, so I figure we'll cover them around then. For now, which one of these missions are you most interested in? Let me know in the comments. For me, it's probably Nova C, especially with Spacebit's Asagumo walking rover. If you like this video, then please do hit that like button, and consider hitting the subscribe button if you'd like to see more. As always, thank you so much for watching. I've been Oliver White of Ground Based Space, and remember, keep looking up at the stars, because who knows, one day we might just meet each other up there. Take care, guys.